New access to information documents from the Canada Revenue Agency revealed top secret meetings with Liberals about stripping pro-life groups of their charitable status. And the moves to attack crisis pregnancy centres began before the Liberals won the last election, though the Liberals made it a campaign issue. In the last federal campaign, the one that saw Justin Trudeau's Liberals return to Parliament with just a minority government in September 2021, Justin Trudeau campaigned on targeting pro-life organizations, promising to strip them of their charitable status. You see, Justin Trudeau wanted to punish crisis pregnancy centers for, quote, providing dishonest counseling to women about their rights and about the options available to them at all stages of the pregnancy. Now, I would love for the Liberals to tell me what's dishonest about telling a woman it will be hard to raise a child, but also that she's perfectly capable of raising a child and that there will be help if she wants it. What's dishonest about that? I think, and this is just my own opinion, the Liberals' position is infantilizing and demeaning. I mean, it's demeaning to tell a woman that there's only one acceptable option available to them because they're not capable of raising their child. But what do I know? I'm neither a biologist nor a feminist in the modern sense, but you know, I'm a mom. Now, it was reported in December of 2021, Justin Trudeau had then ordered the Minister of Finance, Chrystia Freeland, to submit amendments to the Income Tax Act that would ultimately strip pro-life groups of their charitable tax status. But that was just the public announcement. The crackdown on Christians by Justin Trudeau for the crime of, helping women, babies, and girls began much sooner, behind the scenes in secret meetings that now call into question the independence of the Canada Revenue Agency. And whatever you feel about this issue, helping vulnerable women and girls who choose to carry their babies to term, that's actual charity. And the pro-life organizations who help women and girls in their times of need should not be punished because they feel differently than Justin Trudeau about this important issue of conscience. This is the same sort of meddling that could be used against the Democracy Fund to strip it of its charitable status for its work in strategic litigation on COVID civil liberties. Now, we know how quickly the Liberals moved to try to strip these largely Christian organizations from doing the real actual charity work that they do, provide aid and services and counseling and diapers and support to vulnerable women and girls in need. We got back 1,000 pages through Access to Information now to support our Access to Information research projects like this one. Please consider making a donation at rebelinvestigates.com. Okay, let's get into these documents. By October 1st, as in 11 days after the election, before the new ministers were even sworn in, no mandate letters were written calling for legislation, Health Canada was already contacting the CRA to start implementing this program. Look at this. I am responsible for sexual and reproductive health at Health Canada, and we are now turning our attention to implementation plans for new platform commitments. Look at this. No longer provide charity status to anti-abortion organizations, for example, crisis pregnancy centers that provide dishonest counseling to women about their rights and about the options available to them at all stages of the pregnancy. Does that sound familiar? This is a Health Canada bureaucrat from the allegedly nonpartisan ministry reading back the Liberal Party platform word for word, and you can see that it's just been cut and pasted because it's the only thing in bold on the page. Look at this. This is from September 10th, 2021, 10 days before the Liberals won the election. They were trying to put their campaign promises into place before they were even given a mandate to do it by Canadians. It's on page 192. There are compliance considerations in terms of our ability to implement, and particularly for the anti-abortion item. Considerations at registration. On page 206, by November, Finance was putting material together and seeking input from the CRA, though only from people with secret clearance. So secret communications with the tax people to stop Christians from being honest with women and girls about the options before them. They say they are pro-choice, these Liberals, but the Liberals only allow one option to be presented, or you face the ire of the CRA. Page 378, do we have the necessary tools? And then they redact what sorts of tools they plan to use against Christians. On page 867, another secret finance request linked to compliance and ongoing audits. And it's not to be discussed beyond the three of us, they say. about the Liberal platform. And then because this is apparently top secret meddling by Liberals and upper bureaucrats who plan to use the tax agency to crack down on ideological objectors to Liberal Party values, the rest of this communication is completely redacted. This secret request is a scandal. Who in the Liberal government is tampering with the CRA's independence? Who is weaponizing it to go after Justin Trudeau's ideological enemies for the crime of wanting to help women and girls decide differently for themselves than feminists would like them to do? We're going to keep digging, but we need your help to do it. If you'd like to fund our appeals to these redactions and to help us further investigate the contamination of the independence of the CRA by the Liberals, please consider making a donation at rebelinvestigates.com. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. If you would like to help us further investigate how the Liberals are using the CRA as a weapon, as a cudgel against the Liberals' ideological enemies, please consider making a donation at rebelinvestigates.com. And thank you in advance to everybody who donates to make this important work possible.